The biggest problem in America right now is the jobs numbers, which, again, this week were disappointing. And what is clear at this point is, even given the nature of the recovery, we are not seeing jobs come back in the numbers that they have historically come back, in the numbers that economic models like Okun's law would suggest. What's going on?
Well, Fareed, the main thing we have to do to accelerate the process of job creation is to accelerate economic growth. I think that's starting to happen. If you look at the statistics, the flow for the last couple months has been a good deal more favorable than it had been. And historically, the behavior of output precedes the behavior of employment. When demand picks up, the first thing firms do is ask their existing workers to do more. The next thing they do is ask people to work some overtime. And the last thing they do is hire more people. So it's a process that unfortunately takes time. But I think the prospects for starting to see significant employment growth and reductions in unemployment right now are better than they've been in the United States in a number of years. That doesn't mean we don't have to keep at it.
But they're better than they were. But you still have the problem that to get back to full employment, 6.5%, you're going to need job creation on a much more significant scale than you're seeing now. And a lot of people are wondering, was this downturn just cyclical, or is there something structural that's happened? Is there a shift in the economy where some of these jobs just aren't going to come back?
Some of the jobs that were lost aren't going to come back, but some of the jobs are going to come in new places. We're educating more kids each year. We have more needs for health care each year. What's happening in information technology, which was so dramatic in the 1990s, a little more quiescent in the middle part of this decade, is taking off again with the iPad, with all that's happening on mobile devices. So what has always been the American story is that jobs are lost in some sectors and jobs come back in other sectors.
So you don't see this as different?
This recession is the most serious recession by a wide margin that we've had since the Second World War. This financial crisis really was profoundly serious. The precedents for it, the way in which we overbuilt in the housing sector, that created a lot of jobs for workers in construction, much more than were sustainable. And now because we have an overhang of houses that are vacant, of malls that are vacant, of office buildings that are vacant, we have this tremendous drop in the demand for construction workers and construction jobs. And for a certain class of men who haven't gone to college, that's a substantial part of employment. And so we're going to have problems with us in that sector for quite some time to come.